In a few of my last YouTube videos, you may have noticed a colourful pixel art LED display panel in the background. The display is called the Divoom Pixoo 64. It's a 64 by 64 pixel art LED display, and it was kindly sent out to me by the company Divoom for review. The Pixoo 64 has a gorgeous 10.3 inch 64 by 64 LED panel. Using the Divoom app, you can adjust the panel to show pixel art, date and time, weather reports, social media notifications and follow accounts, financial information from crypto and stocks, and much more. The display can be positioned easily on walls or sitting on desks and tables, but I have no doubt that wherever you put this display, it's going to grab attention. Let's delve deeper and talk about what the Pixoo 64 is all about. So here I am on Amazon UK. Divoom do sell all of their products across multiple Amazon stores, but one thing you always have to be careful about on Amazon is checking that you're buying the right thing. So there are a few different options here for the same thing, and if I hide my face, you'll see that this is being sold by Divoom, but it's used like new. So unfortunately, I can't find a proper listing for you guys right now as I record, but we can go over to the official website. So this is the official sales page, Divoom Pixoo 64 by 64 pixel art LED display social media counter. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, as I was saying there, is price. This is being sold at £119.99 here in the UK, but there is a 40% off code, taking it down to £71.99. And if I change to United States, it takes it to $155.99. 40% off will take you down to $93.59. I was prepared with those calculations. So this is the official sales page, and it's worth having a look at this because it does give you an idea as to what this product is all about. You can see in the image here, we've got the number of Twitch subscribers being displayed alongside the date and the time. Merry Christmas, all your YouTube subscribers. And then there's a lot of different pixel art, etc. as well. So that's one of the things I do like about this. It's really versatile, and I think this is something that means different things to different people. You know, it's not like it's for one particular type of person. This can be used in a lot of weird and wonderful ways. So it has been covered by lots of YouTubers out there. As always, I do encourage you, if you're looking at this, check out other YouTube reviews as well. It's always good to get a good variety of reviews when you're looking at something so you can get different opinions. But you can see some of the features here. I'll scroll down. Personalized, you can use it for social media notifications, artistic, freedom in your hands, dynamic decor. So yeah, they give you a few different scenarios in which you could use this, and then there's some tech details here. 4096 lamp beads, connect via Wi-Fi, mobile app, durable and portable, USB power supply. So check that out so you've got a good understanding as to what this is all about, what it can be used for, etc. What I will say is that I've seen some other people reviewing this and they've got some details wrong. For example, they've said it's a speaker, or they're saying that you can connect via Bluetooth, etc. I think they're mixing it up with other Divoom products which do offer those things, but this is different. This has got a sound meter, you can measure the sound, but it's primarily a display, and you have to connect via Wi-Fi because this is a Wi-Fi device. This relies on Wi-Fi for the day and the time and social media profiles. It obviously needs to connect to your Wi-Fi network in order to be dynamic. So that is something you have to be aware of. This is a fantastic looking display, but it should be considered a Wi-Fi display, not just something that works offline, not just a Bluetooth display. This is something that was designed from the ground up with an internet connection in mind. The Pixoo 64 comes packaged in its own custom Divoom packaging. The main box is contained inside, and it labels the Pixoo 64 as a pixel art cloud frame, referencing the fact that it can be used as a social media counter, crypto and stock tracker, music visualizer, and pixel lighting decoration. When you open the box up, you will see everything neatly packaged into 2 additional boxes. In the accessories box, you will find a 2 meter long braided USB Type A to Type C cable and a USB charger which features a Type A port. The charger shows that its output is 5 volts and 2 amps, which equates to 10 watts, which the manual confirms is the minimum power required to power the Pixoo 64. The accessories box also includes mounting screws to help you mount your display. Under the Pixoo 64 box, you will see the user manual. This highlights what's included in the box, how to use your Pixoo 64, how to reset your device, troubleshooting, and more. Finally, we have the Pixoo 64 itself. It features a button at the right hand side which controls power at the top and options at the bottom. The display frame is made of hard black plastic, featuring a tripod thread at the top, 2 tripod threads at the bottom, and picture frame mounting holes at the back. A stand is also integrated into the back of the Pixoo 64. You just need to remove it from its holder and connect it to the bottom mounting stand hole. As you can see, the overall package for the Pixoo 64 is good. The only downside for me was that I was sent a 2-prong European USB charger, not a 3-prong UK USB charger. There are reviews on the official Divoom website which confirm that other buyers from the UK have faced the same problem, whilst on Amazon UK, buyers have confirmed that the Pixoo 64 arrives with a USB cable but no power adapter at all. This is obviously a minor problem as 10-watt USB Type A chargers can be picked up for just a few bucks, but it is something that UK buyers should be aware of. The USB cable should be connected at the back of the display frame. Once it is powered up, the Pixoo 64 will show a message stating that it is waiting to configure. At this stage, you should download the Divoom app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. When you select to add a device, you'll be prompted to log in. Once you've signed up and logged in, you'll be reminded that you should use a 5V 2A rated USB adapter. You will then be prompted to enter your Wi-Fi network details. Once entered, your Pixoo 64 display will then connect to your Wi-Fi connection and you'll be prompted to install a firmware update if one is available. You are now free to explore all the wonderful artwork and useful options available in the Divoom app. So the overall setup process is incredibly straightforward. I don't think anyone's going to have any major issues setting this up. I think Divoom have done a very good job of making those steps easy to follow. Now, I want to talk about how you use this once it's set up, and then I'll talk about how you use the app. But quickly before I do that, I just want to clarify something. This is a Wi-Fi display, but when you first set it up, you do have to connect your phone to the display using Bluetooth, and that's something that's confirmed in the user manual. This is the online version of that manual. And down here, you'll see, please turn on your phone's Bluetooth and connect to a 2.4 gigahertz wireless internet network. And, you know, this is a common technique. It's something you'll see with action cameras and all that as well. When you first set it up, effectively what you're doing is connecting via Bluetooth and then saying, here are the Wi-Fi network details. And that's how you transfer the Wi-Fi network details. Now, you've set it up and everything's working okay, but I want to show you how this works once you've got it set up. So what we're going to do, I plug that in. It's connected. Here we go. We'll get the setup process again. We'll get that setup process again. Because I want to show you in real time how long this takes to set up initially when you first connect the power. And I want to do that for a reason. Because I want to clarify the difference between power and standby. So here we go, the Divoom 64. Then we should get a connected message soon. There we go. Connecting, connected. Boom. Then it's going to start cycling through a lot of random little art pixels. Now, you can configure these and change everything here, so don't worry about that. I know these are coming thick and fast here, but the reason I wanted to show you that is because that's the process of starting up. Now, in the manual, it does tell you some important things. For example, it says the button here, 1 and 2, it's essentially the same button, but it's one big button. You hold it for 8 seconds to reset your network details. So don't do that. Don't hold it for 8 seconds unless you want to reset everything. But essentially, what you've got at the top here is on and off, and then below is change channels or hold to switch between recent dock interfaces, and you've got all that information there. There's your power on and off, and change channels is there. God, it's selecting everything. It's selecting everything. Okay, so there's your power button, right? And it says on and off. And look at that. Right? And you can see in the app, you can do the same. Now, the reason I wanted to show you that startup process is, yes, that is power, but you can see that when you first power this up, it takes time to load up, and then it connects to your Wi-Fi network. But when you do that, it's very quick. So effectively, in my mind, that is not the power button. That is the standby button. That's the best way to look at it. That is the standby button. And that's just a very quick and easy way to basically stop the display displaying anything. Just have no pixel art displayed. So if you don't want to show your display for any reason, just push that button. You'll probably draw some power from the wall, but as far as not displaying anything, yeah, that's a standby button. They're calling it a power button. I disagree. But you can see here that they're saying here is you use it to change. This is the visualizer, which I kind of showed you earlier, but just again. So that's quite cool. If you're having a party with friends, that's maybe a cool thing to put in the corner. But yeah, you can change through lots of different pixel art there, and it says if you hold, it will go between your custom channels like that. But yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. Beyond that, it's really just the tripod threads or the mounting stand or the mounting holes. That's the only thing you need to do. On a day-to-day basis, you pretty much don't touch it. You don't touch it at all. You control everything from the app. It's incredibly straightforward in that regard. But what I have found myself doing, yes, you can power it off in the app, but if I'm about to leave the room and I'm not going to be there, then I'll just quickly put it into standby mode. What I would like to do now is talk about the Divoom app. And this is probably going to be the longest section of this video, but it's arguably the most important because the Divoom app is how you set this display up, it's how you manage it, it's how you utilize functions such as the alarm and stopwatch, and it's how you select your animations and images. But it does seem to be dividing opinion. And if you look online, you will see many people complaining about the app. There's a few 4 or 5 star reviews here, but this person said this would get 5 stars, but the app is absolutely horrendous to use. Similar story on Amazon. Great product. App is confusing though. The app for iPhone was easy to find and download, but it's terrible. So some of those reviews were maybe like a year ago. So there is a chance that the app was buggy back then. Maybe it was bad when it was first launched. All I can do is talk about what I see just now. And today, I don't agree with all of that criticism. I think the app has a huge amount of settings, a huge amount of control, lots of cool features. It is a little bit disorganized. It can be a little bit overwhelming because there's just so many animations and images to choose from. And some of the functions, like music, are kind of poorly implemented in my opinion. But these are like extra functions and features that I don't care about. So to me, I think overall it's good. It could be doing with some improvement, but I don't think it's going to affect your enjoyment of the display. Far from it. So let's go through the app and you guys can be a judge for yourself. As you can see there, we've got power. We've also got brightness. And I was a little bit confused about that initially because, this part here has got a brightness buttons, but it's for options. I'm not sure if there's another setting that I've missed that allows you to, change what that button does. I don't think so. We've got device settings here. Light intensity, time shutdown, night mode, startup logo, default clock. You can really customize this in many different ways. Date format, temperature format, auto update at night, disabling the microphone. You probably want to disable the microphone if you're not using it, but there are some like sound meters and different things you can do by using the microphone, but that's up to you. You can reset your settings, factory restore, and all that as well. There's white balance settings in there as well. Underneath here, we've got all the device functions. I think there's an extra one maybe in here. We've got design. So this is not my design. I am not artistic at all, but that is from my local gallery. So you can, kind of modify different things and create things like that. You want to exit? Yes. When you create custom designs or when you see a design that you like, you can save it to your local gallery, and then later on, you can share it with everyone. You can upload it in different things. But that essentially, the upload to gallery is kind of like a save mechanism, favorite mechanism. It's the same with animations as well. If you add a new one, there's different things there to create animations. Now, I will, first admit, I haven't really been in there and messed around with creating custom images or artwork. That is not where my strengths lie, far from it. But as you have seen, there's a massive community of people within the Divoom community who are creating all these custom pixel art animations, and some of them are excellent. So for those people, there's a lot of great options there to do that. There's a music app. I can't really figure out what's going on with this. I'm not sure if there is a way to kind of connect Spotify or Amazon Music or anything like that. I've not found it. It seems to be like local radio and local audio stored on your phone. It doesn't seem to integrate with any third-party providers. So it's not something I'll be using, but yeah, it's there if you want it, and you can have the display react to your music whilst it's playing. Chat if you want to chat to the community. Alarm. I doubt I'll be using this for an alarm, but it's quite good that you can set this up as one. I think it's quite interesting that you can use the display as an alarm. And we've got the planner, which again is not something I see myself adding in events and things like that. It'd be different if this integrated with, like Google Calendar or, Apple Calendar or something like that. That'd be a little bit different. I don't think it does though. Down here, stopwatch. This is actually, these functions at the bottom are quite cool. Look at this. A little stopwatch. It's quite cool, isn't it? Obviously, I'm not saying this is the most accurate thing, but it's a cool little thing to add. There's also a countdown. Put to 2 minutes. And then we've got a 2-minute timer. You can just imagine this if you've got friends round, you're playing a game, you can set a timer on them to make them hurry up. That's quite cool. Noise meter. And look at this. Am I speaking louder? Again, another nice extra, not a reason to buy a display like this, but I do like the fact that the Divoom have added little extra things like this in. Under more, it does look like it's mostly the same icons, but I did notice there was at least another one thing there, scoreboard. So you can put the score up if you're playing a game of pool, if you're playing video games or something, you can put someone's score up, you can track it. Yeah, just a little basic scoreboard. So that's all the functionality there on the homepage, and it's one of those things that like I for the most part will not be using any of that. I will be using this in a limited way. I'll be using it for the clocks and the dates and the times and the images, but I do like the fact they've went above and beyond to add these little extra features. So here you've got your local profile. I'm going to skip over here. This is where you save your animations and things. You've got favorites and different things as well, and there's a community there. But it's these two that you'll mostly go to. So I'll start off with clocks. These are the clocks, and these are the kind of default ones. I think this might be one that I've saved. So this is the one that does use sound. And then we've got calendar. There we go. That one not selecting. There we go. So this is giving you a good idea as well as to how long it takes to change between different things. So like it's loading up. That's my YouTube channel. Oh, and that's the time. I did not know that was going to happen. I did not know that time I was going to go off whilst I was talking. That's quite interesting. So that is my YouTube subscriber count. Maybe when you watch this in a year from now, I'll have an extra one there, unlikely. But you can see there's a crypto one there as well. I think it's about $97,000. Yeah, about that just now. You can actually go in here and change things. This one lets you change the zone and the display time, but the other crypto tracker here, I'm sure I've set this to different currency. Yeah, I've set it to Dogecoin. But if you want, you could go on and change it to Polkadot and change it to that. So you can go in there and you can display any currency that you want, and it will change to a different price. It will change to that. So, oh, it's now showing. It seems to be rotating now. It's changing between a few different ones. I've maybe selected an option to rotate. Oh, it's got multiple currencies. That's why. I hadn't noticed that before because I was using the other one. So then we've got pixel art as well, the date and time. I love this one. How cool is this one? So these are the clocks, and I think this display is an awesome way to show the date and time. A lot of great options there, and there's more options that you can select here. So this is an area where it can be a little bit overwhelming at first because there's just so many images to choose from. It is insane how many images there are. It's kind of crazy. But when you find an option that you like, you can edit it yourself. You can save to local gallery, export it, share it, and different things. There's lots of different options here that you can do with each of the images. And that's something you kind of have to do because there's so many community animations, so many community images that if you don't save something or favorite it, you might not find it again without doing a proper search. And that's, I mean, it's a good complaint to have, but it is something to be aware of, that this whole area is just a little bit disorganized at times. I mean, you can go through here and search, for example, I want 64 by 64, and it will limit the animations to the ones that are suitable. I have found the ones that aren't 64 by 64 still look quite good. There's just so many things here, but what I was doing with my previous videos was that I would search for something. So if I was looking for Mario, then you would search for Mario and you'd get all the different Mario related animations coming up, and you can see there's a lot of them like that. Taking your time, come on. So that's Mario Kart. There's lots of other ones here. There we go. We got there in the end. We got there in the end. So there's lots of things like that. If you're into video games, there's lots of things. If you're into sports, there's lots of things like that. If you find the right category, you sometimes find a large group of really cool designs that you might want to pick. Or if you find a designer that you like, you can follow them and just see what they release, because the quality obviously varies between different people. But you can see, best game gifts, for example. Some of these look really good. So overall, I think the app is good. It's kind of all over the place in parts, but as far as the core functionality, as far as changing images, as far as changing artwork, it's very easy to do. And once you find the ones that you like, you can then configure things up so that it's all kind of set up the way you want it. It shows the images that you want by default, and you just save it to your local gallery, etc. But you can see some people are very good at these designs. They've got a lot of followers. I'm quite amazed at how quickly it does change between them as well. So yeah, you guys be the judge of the app. I think it's good. There's a lot in there. I can understand some criticisms, but I think the app overall is really good. I hope you've all enjoyed this look at the Divoom Pixoo 64 Pixel Art Cloud Frame. Many thanks to Divoom for sending this out to me for review. I do appreciate companies that send things like this out to me so that I've got fun things to review on my channel, but it doesn't influence what I think, and it doesn't influence what I say to all of you. But I have enjoyed using this over the last week or so. I think it's an interesting product. I think it's quite a fun product as well. I think if you're a content creator, this is a very easy thing to recommend because you can put this in the back of your videos. You can show interesting things, gaming art, little beautiful tents and fireplaces. You can display logos. You can display anything that you want. So if you produce videos online, it's a very easy thing to recommend. Very easy to integrate it as well. I've been using the stand, but you've got some picture frame holes there as well. And as I noted, it's like a thick black plastic there, but it's quite durable. It looks like it's made well. I think the price is something that might put some people off, and I can understand that. You know, if you're not doing this for a commercial reason, if you're just buying it for the house, I can get, you know, it's quite hard to get by that 30, 40 bucks barrier, and now you're into 70, 80, 90 bucks for something like this, then I understand it. But if you are willing to splurge, then you get a lot here. You've got a crypto tracker, stock tracker. You can do weather reports. You can do planning, stopwatches, or you can just simply display lots of fun images in pixel art. It's not for everyone, but I think those of you who do buy it, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think it is a talking point without doubt. One of the biggest negatives that others seem to be pointing out is the app. And on that note, I do encourage you to check out some other reviews, check out some other opinions on this. I don't think the criticism of the app is warranted, but I do think they could do a little better. There's a lot of features in there that have not been implemented as well as they could have. And it can be a little bit overwhelming because there's so much in there. There's so many images and artwork to pick from. But that being said, it's a minor criticism. If you think of what the biggest criticism of a product like this would be, then typically you would be worried that there's not enough images, not enough artwork to pick from. Or there's only 20 designs, there's only 30 designs. Not here. Divoom have so many products like this, and they've developed a community of artists that submit images and animations. So you've got tens of thousands of designs to choose from. Yes, some are better than others, but there's a lot of great designs out there. And you do find a design for pretty much every situation. So you don't have to be an artist or, you know, design anything from scratch. So that is why I can't really criticize the app, because I do think that the volume of images and the volume of animations available would be the most important thing to me for a product like this. But you guys be the judge. Only one last thing to do is that if you've enjoyed the video, then subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a subscribe. As always, if you get any questions, please do post them below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, take care.